Hello and welcome. I have a $20 BINS haul for y'all, as well as showing you the one item I picked up on the retail side when I went and popped over there before leaving. And I'm actually going to show you that first because honestly I'm the most excited about this piece. I have had this on my vintage unicorn list for a long time and I finally found it, and that is a pair of Washington DC overalls. So I saw these hanging up all by themselves, like kind of on an end cap type deal. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, the logo is kind of big, so it's really easy to tell. And so when I saw this from a distance, I got really excited. And I realized that it was Washington, DC. So Washington, DC started originally in 1922. And up until the end of the 70s, these were like the denim overalls for everyone. They were really popularized in the 40s during the war effort because a lot of women to go work in the factories wore Washington DC overalls. So they've actually been revived as a brand by an Italian company that has just bought the rights to use Washington DC. They still do a lot of denim, but now they specialize in only women's wear, which I thought was interesting, and now you know that. But when I saw these, I got really excited, and that is because when I turned it over, these are brand new. They have the original little paper tag that you're supposed to tear away. They're size 42-30, and they still have the big paper tag. And I am so excited because these are from the 50s. So to find dead stock from the 50s vintage unicorn bolo, I was just so excited. So I found these. I paid $9.50 for these. Basically $10 once you add tax, but totally worth it because this is what I've listed them for. So because they're new with tags, that's why I listed them high. They roughly sell pre-owned between, if also depending on the style, between around $50 and $80. So these are great. I'm so excited about that. And then let me show you what I picked up for $20 at the BINS. The first piece is a brand that I also like to look out for when I'm out sourcing for vintage clothing, and that is Russ Togs. So there's RRR Russ, and then there's Russ Togs, and there's a couple, like this is the Attitude line. Mostly the reason I love them is because one, a lot of the styles that they make I really enjoy, but also most everything that they've made is normally union made. So that's great. This is an unstructured summer blazer, and it's open front. This is kind of like a large XL, but I just thought this was super cute. It's got really great deep pockets. But if you don't know, unstructured blazer means that it doesn't have any kind of padding in it, so there's no padding in this anywhere. It's more common in menswear than it is for women's wear. I think a lot of women's wear would call this like a slouchy blazer. But when I saw this, and it is indeed union made, in the bin, I picked this up with the quickness. So I love that. This is a brand I always look out for, and because it's the BINS, I paid so very little for this. I don't normally pick up kids stuff at all, but this is a snowsuit. This is a 4T, and I picked this up because it's REI, and I know it is June when this video is coming out, but these were selling when I checked comps in the $30 range, so I definitely picked this up. We will see what happens. It does have a little bit of schmutz on the butt here. I did wash it. I can't get the schmutz out, so we'll see how that sells. Another vintage 70s piece that I picked up because I liked it. This is something I actually had to repair, so I will pick up projects, hopefully turning them into profits. And this is a homemade from the 70s little vest. It's a little bit too big for me, but you can totally kind of vibes with my outfit right now. But this I just thought was so cute, and I did not want it to get thrown away because again, somebody made this by hand from the 70s. You see it's got some room in here, but I saw these colors, again green, so you know I definitely had to pick it up. But what I had to fix in here, because it was homemade, the inside lining here on the side, this lining was split. So this was completely open inside on both sides. I will actually show a picture over here so you guys can see before and then close up of the repair. but this is what I've listed it for. We'll see if I get that for it. But this was, again, super lightweight, so I'm happy to do that. That was just a nice little, like, I don't feel really good that night, so I'm gonna sit here and do a little bit of a sewing project to kind of like still be productive, but not really move around a whole bunch. This is Liz Claiborne. Again, vests are being worn as shirts. I love picking up these little knitwear vests, and I thought that this was extra cute because this actually has wooden bead details, and I thought that that was a cute little fun thing. Plus this is a women's size large, and I just thought it was adorable. It has the wood beading up on the top and then down below as well. I just thought that was really cute. Again, people are wearing those as just regular top, but they could also be worn as a vest. Another piece that I just thought was so cute, although I feel like I'm gonna have to show you what this looks like on, because even though I put it on the mannequin, it still doesn't quite show the movement of it. So actually, give me a second. So you can see that this piece is just a little bit big for me, but you can see like the buttons end about where the waist ends, and then it's super long, and it's got like these little long pieces. I don't know, I just thought this was neat. It's like not a dress, it's like a thing that goes over the dress. I don't know. I like this. I don't know why I like this, but I think that this is neat. Like if you wore a plain like slip dress or a plain like one color dress underneath of this and then put this over it for like some extra like layering and cuteness, I just thought that this was neat, and it's very swooshy. I don't know, I just thought the piece was really cute, and it's definitely peak 90s. I just thought it was great. And ooh, or if you wore this as a top and then wore like some wide palooza pants with it, oh my god, that would be so cute, especially if it had like an oversized like rattan bag and some sandals. That's a mood. I just thought that this was cute and I love it, so hopefully someone else will love it as well. This is not vintage. I think this is the only clothing that I got that wasn't vintage. It's just an Ella Bean piece. I've talked about her. I'll pick up Ella Bean at the bins. It's just a pink cable knit sweater. This is a medium petite, so it's just like a little bit shorter arms, a little bit shorter in the chesticle region, but it's pink, it's cable knit. I have good luck selling this type of stuff, and again, it's the BINS, so it's super cheap. Okay, the next item I think technically could be considered a fisherman's sweater, but it is a vintage field gear sweater. It's cable knit in this nice cream ivory color, super thick, very heavy, but this was an XLT, so that's why I picked it up. I also was able to get all the stains out of it, which I had no doubt that I could do that, and there's no pulls or holes, and again, I was able to get the stains out. It probably won't sell here in June, but I list everything as soon as I get it, because if I don't, I will just add it to my death pile. So there's that. This is another vintage piece. This is from the 80s, and you can probably guess why I picked it up. It is a dark floral skirt. This has a 28-inch waist, so it's roughly a size small or size 6, and it has pockets. So I love picking up dark floral skirts. This is like more of a midi length for me as someone who's 5'9", but if you are shorter, this would probably be kind of on the maxi side. But I love picking up dark floral because it normally moves very quickly for me. And then I have a bunch of shoes, which I don't really pick up a whole lot of shoes, and it's rare that I'm able to get any shoes at the BINS because that seems to be where everybody goes, and it's kind of like a mad frenzy. But I happened to be standing next to the bin when they pulled it out, because I was like looking through the closed bin, and so I just turned around and was like, oh, okay, I guess I will grab some stuff. So I picked up 2 pairs of Vans. So I have a pair of men's Vans. These are 11.5s, and they're just the classic checkerboard. And the reason I picked these up, these are a little dingy inside, but the bottom soles were immaculate, and Vans are typically a skatewear shoe, so for them to be in this good of a shape and then to be at the BINS, they're just like dirty on the inside. I did put these through the wash, and actually this lightened up a lot inside. We'll see how these do. I haven't picked up Vans. I really don't pick up Vans when I'm at the thrift store, like the traditional retail, because shoes are like $9 now at Goodwill. And most Vans, unless it's a collab or a sought after style, like a limited edition style, it's not really worth picking up for like $9 to $10 in my personal opinion. I know plenty of people who would still pick that up for a quick flip, but I don't specialize in shoes, so pick those up. Also, shoes are $3.50, so I basically have $14 in shoes here, and then that little tiny pile of clothes was the other $6. Here is another pair of Vans. These are their checkered slip-ons, and these are women's size 8, men's size 6.5. I thought these are really cool. Again, classic checkerboard Vans. I mean, this is just classic Vans, so I feel like it's still such an iconic thing for the brand that I think for $3.50 I will be able to sell these. I also picked up some Skechers. You know, I've been seeing people pick up Skechers and say they have success selling them, so I'm going to try it, especially since these are black on blacks. So I know a lot of people like black on blacks and white on whites normally are like the go-to minimalist look. So these are black on blacks, and they are women's size 8 as well, I believe. Yep, they are. And these were also in really great condition. So they had very minimal sole wear here on the back, minimal heel strike. So I picked these up. We'll see how they do for $3.50. I am much more willing to try different brands. Okay, and then the last pair of shoes and last thing overall to share with you is this pair of Converse. These are a little dingy. I was able to clean up the white side really well, and I did put these in the wash as well, but they have like some red clay on them that I just cannot get out, and so it's kind of like stained the cream canvas a little bit. These are actually a children's size 6, but they fit like a women's size 8, like 7.5, 8. So I will be listing both of those sizes in here as long as I make sure to check the measurements for that. But I picked these up again because they're skate shoes and they have like minimal heel wear here on the back, so I picked these up as well. We will see what happens with these. Again, for $3.50, I'm more willing to take a chance. So that was everything I picked up for $20 at the BINS, plus my little bonus unicorn vintage find there. I hope you liked everything. I mean, in total, basically, I spent $30, and I think I did a pretty decent job. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye! Bye. Hero, I wanna be a hero.